Bring from above. compassion, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt.
No high, no depth, no life, nor death, nor angels or demons or prayer.
Great is was sinking deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore, very deeply stained within, sinking to rise no more. But the master of the sea heard my despairing cry, from the waters lifted me, now safe am I.
Love lifted me, when nothing else could help. Love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me, when nothing else could help. Love lifted me. All my heart to Him I give, ever to Him I cling. In His blessed presence live, ever His praises sing.
Love so mighty and so true merits my soul's best songs. Faithful, loving service due to Him belongs.
Love lifted me.
Adolue speaker, KK team. Let's rise up. And we're all going to stand at ease. Attention, eh? Okay, attention. Okay. Leave this way, please. No movements.
Honorable House, Speaker at the Chambers.
Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your infinite wisdom and providential goodness has appointed the offices of leaders and councils for the welfare of society and the just government of humanity, we beseech you, look upon with your abundant favors these your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of such important trusts in this land. Let your blessings descend upon them here assembled, and grant that they may, as in your presence, treat and consider all matters that shall come under their deliberation in so just and faithful manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the good of those whose interests you have committed to their church. Amen.
Next item.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the next item in the order of business is proclamation to legitimize the venue.
Chairman Karenga.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I honor your desk with that, the bench of our speakers. And the district councillors present, members of parliament, and all the mourners present here. Mr. Speaker, sir, I, Lochale Felix Mark, the district chairperson of Karenga district, hereby come up with a proclamation to legitimize the venue for this regional council. I beg to move.
Okay, thank you. So, colleagues, the reason why chairman has moved that or made that proclamation is because when council sits like this, it has to sit in a legal manner, and therefore in a place that we have all designated to be. Thank you very much. So, would you like to talk to your proclamation? No. Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I said earlier on, this venue is not a gazetted place for council, and that's why I was requesting for the proclamation to legitimize it. I want to thank you for pronouncing it, and that we now can move ahead as the Regional Council of Karamoja to debate and to bring all the matters that have been put in the order paper. I beg to move. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the next item in the order paper is adoption of the order of business and council rules of procedure, with exception to rules that the Speaker may deem unapplicable in this sitting.
Moroto Municipality.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I, Adeke Lily Oliver, Councillor, female councillor representing Kamswahili Ward B, move a motion of adoption of the order paper of business and council rules of procedure with exceptions to rules that the Speaker may deem unapplicable in this sitting. I beg to move.
Who's seconding? Yes, Moroto Municipality.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I, Honorable Lockwood Francis, Youth Councillor representing Moroto Municipality, second, the adoption of the order of business and council rules of procedure with exception to rules that the Speaker may deem unapplicable in this sitting. I beg to move.
I thought you were seconding, eh? Yeah. It's okay, fine. Yeah, but the whole idea is that this is a council sitting, and therefore there are already set standards that any council sitting in Uganda must follow in its proceedings. But this one being an extraordinary sitting, definitely there shall be rules that will not be applicable for today here. Thank you very much. Next item.
The next item is motion that the body be received and laid before council.
That's Kotido District. Honorable William Loturukana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Hi, Loturukana William, a district councillor for Kotido Central Division, comes in to move a motion that the body be received and laid before council. I beg to move.
Okay, thank you. Seconding, Chairman Kotido. Seconding. And Mayor Kotido should follow because these are two seconders.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, and your entire entourage, I, Lote Paul Komol, District Chairperson Kotido, seconds the motion.
You second as you speak to it, eh?
Yeah.
There's a reason why you say
Well, fellow mourners and all the children of Karamoja, today is a very sad moment. We are mourning as children of Karamoja. We have lost the face of Karamoja. We have lost the father figure of Karamoja. Aspro was a strong and committed son of Karamoja, who dedicated his entire life to championing and pushing the agenda of the people of Karamoja, of the NRM children. And he died in the line of duty as he was struggling to see that the people of Karamoja can have better services, the people of Karamoja can have equal representation. Mr. Speaker, allow me to say something additional to that. I remember 2 weeks ago when I was at Karamoja Affairs, I met Honorable Aspro, and he told me, son of the peasant, as Karamoja region, we must fight for Karamoja to become an independent region. Karamoja is part and parcel of the NRM. I know the NRM party will not let down Karamoja. That was his ambition, to see Karamoja becoming an independent region like other regions. Because he told me that Karamoja, as we sit here, has been fractured into two. Hamadat, Nagapripirit, Nabelatuku, and others vote Eastern region. Kotido, Kabong, Karenga, Abim vote under Northern region. As a result, no son of Karamoja will one day become a representative of the youth in the two seats, that is Eastern region and Northern region. The dream of Honorable Aspro was to see that Karamoja is united, Karamoja is brought as one unit, so that Karamoja can send its children to the National Parliament to fight and advocate for Karamoja. Children of Karamoja, and Mr. Speaker, and your entire entourage, we are not going to get a replacement of Aspro. Aspro was a leader who was down to earth, driven by humility, being humble. Somebody who interacts with Asolas. I am told the day he left Moroto, he was at this washing bay. Imagine a central executive member of the NRM going to interact with the wheelbarrow pushers, those brothers of ours who wash those cars. He was there interacting with them. To get such a leader with that kind of heart, humility, it is very hard. But Karamoja, we have lost a figure, we have lost a father figure of the region, and it's the reason all the children of Karamoja are here. I must also, before I hand over the mic to the next person, Mr. Speaker, to say that I would like to appreciate the President of Uganda for standing with the people of Karamoja in this trying moment, and for standing with the family of our fallen comrade. All the things the President said yesterday, it is what gave the people of Karamoja hope. The submission of the President to the Ugandans and to the people of Karamoja, while he went to pay his tribute and respect to one of his officers, made some people in Karamoja to smile, because I know with that promise of the President, something will be done to secure the future of all the children that our brother has left. It is upon us, the elected leaders of Karamoja, the members of Parliament, to see that all that the President has pledged yesterday is followed to the letter and implemented. We should not just sit and say, yes, the President has made a pronouncement, that's all. No. All of us, the district chairpersons, the RIDCs, the speakers, the members of Parliament, must see that what has been pledged by the President has been delivered. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Asante.
Okay. Mayor Kotido. Order, members. Here in council, we don't clap hands. Okay?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, and your hatred. I am I, Aleper Abrams, the Mayor of Kotudo Municipality, Second. Right Honorable Speaker, today is a very bad day for the whole of Karamoja, for the whole of Uganda. We have lost an icon. We have lost a person who has been at the forefront of fighting for the development of Karamoja. As for me and the other members of Kotudo Municipality, without the effort of the late Honorable Aspro, who could not be here on top of this discussing the issue of Kotudo Municipality. Members, you can bear me witness, a few days ago, Parliament released the parliamentary address, where Honorable Aspro was pushing for the creation of Kotudo Municipality. Because of that, some of us are extremely touched. We are touched. And Aspro, even during the time of insecurity, he could bring all members of parliament and the local leaders together and say, can we discuss our matters? What is this that we, the Karamojong, cannot live so that we move as the rest of the regions are moving? And I want to thank him for providing leadership to the people of Karamoja and to the people of Uganda. I am a very proud person because of Aspro, because of his effort. For me, as a representative of Kotudo Municipality, I will gazette one street of Kotudo Municipality in the remembrance of our brother, in the remembrance of our papa, that the Lord has called him. 2, I will also want to add my voice on what my chairman here said, that the death of Aspro is a death that will open Karamoja in one way or the other. And yesterday the president also echoed that his death is a matter. Aspro has died as a matter on line of duty. On line where we the Karamojong, we are confused in whatever matters that affect and advance our common values. We must avoid those kind of things if we are to move like the way the rest of the regions are. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you that the Lord may take our brother to eternity, that his name of Aspro should live forever, that all of us shall continue to emulate his path as we advance the agenda of Karamoja. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Kotudo. The team from A+, is someone fighting? Is there another person who is seconding that? Yes? While we are waiting for the body to arrive here, we could have someone else. Another seconder? And Amudat, Chairman Amudat would like you to follow Chairman Napak in speaking to this motion that the body of the late be laid before council.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am John Paul Kodet, the District Chairperson Napak. I hereby arise to support the motion, second the motion that we bring our brother and this ground becomes the ground where he's going to lay as a regional council. But the reasons why we accept him to be here with us today, as a region, we are in a dark continent at the moment because we have lost a brother, we have lost a hard-working man, a man after Karamoja, a man who had put people at the heart, at the forefront of development. Mr. Speaker, last month, I was with the late, and he was pushing the agenda that when our people normally are invited by His Excellency the President to move and see the modern cattle keeping in Mbarara, he said when our people come and remain in Mbale, they forget what they already learned from there. And shared with me the dream that we need to pursue His Excellency to ensure that we have a modern cattle farm where our people will learn here in the region. And that touched me a lot. And above all, his heart was to push for this region to become independent, as already alluded by the chairman Kochido. One thing, Karamoja region, Mr. Speaker, that we need to remember a fallen hero today is that when it came to the recruitment of police, the late Honorable Aspro joined me from the headquarters of police in Kampala. And he advocated this together with myself, and we ensured that Karamoja was given affirmative action. And that's the reason why we were given about 78 slots. He was behind that. And that's the reason why I am here to second the motion. We have lost him indeed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Amudat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also rise up to second the motion to lay the body of our brother before this council. Mr. Speaker, you know very well that always people come in two terms, especially at the time of sadness after viewing the body. And that justifies why the body of Honorable Aleper should be laid before this Honorable Council for viewing and eulogizing. Mr. Speaker, I want to join the rest of the members, the rest of the people of NRM, the rest of the people of Karamoja and Uganda at large in eulogizing our brother. And by that, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that today is the darkest moment for Karamoja sub-region and the entire nation, that we have lost part of our light. We have lost a national leader. We have lost an advisor as a region of Karamoja. I say this, Mr. Speaker, because you may recall the time when we were having the regional council. Aspiro played key role together with our elder Pulkol in advising us, in ensuring that we table a resolution to have KDA functionalized, to have Karamoja being a region. And Mr. Speaker, I also recall the time when His Excellency was visiting us in the region. At that time, the President has gone traversing all other regions. He went to Acholi, he went to Sebei, Teso, and everything they were speaking about Karamoja was nasty, to the level that the President was very annoyed. At that time when he was coming, we were preparing as leaders of Karamoja to have a memorandum to present. But I remember Aspro coming to me, because I was presenting then, and he told me there are two things we need to avoid if we want to penetrate and have the President listen to us. One, we should avoid being defensive. Secondly, we should avoid being people who are accusing others. And Mr. Speaker, I want to tell you that when the President came and we presented our memorandum in a way that he guided us, the President gave us all the time. He listened and responded. Again, Mr. Speaker, I want to tell you on a way that he was advising us. He took a path to advise and guide. Immediately after election in 2021, we convened as leaders of Karamoja at Strikers. And by that time, the late Minister Jacob Olanyi also participated. And Aspro stood up, guiding the new members of parliament who had been elected for the first time, giving his own example that I want to caution you against fraudsters. Because, Mr. Speaker, you know very well there is some village excitement, especially for leaders who are elected for the first time. He gave himself as an example that at one point he was caught in a process of shipping vehicles. Someone came in and lied to him, so he cautioned the members of parliament who are there. Again, Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the people of Amudat, Amudat current leadership had lost their flag just because there are people who never wanted democracy to take part. And by that, Mr. Speaker, we relied on Aspiro. He would call me to give him all the facts, because that evening after this, the flag was stripped off from the flag bearers. He did take part really in ensuring that Amudat gets their justice. With all those, Mr. Speaker, I want to second the motion that the body of Honorable Aspiro be laid before the council and be eulogized. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chairman Amudat. Members, the body of our fallen colleague has arrived. I want to ask the speakers here to rise up and we receive the body. And the rest of us also to rise up.
Thanks for the great work and service. Thanks that you leave fulfilled your purpose. To the party, to the region, to the church, to the nation. Has brought such a blessing you we, man of people, zero, missing you we. Thanks for the love shared and unity. Do good, these may sound like a stone. Things of the world are vanity, 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 vanity. We need Jesus. Thanks for the great work and service. Thanks that you lead fulfilled your purpose. To the party, to the region, to the church, to the nation. Has brought such a blessing you we, man of people, zero, missing you we. Thanks for the love shared and unity. Do good, these may sound like a story. Things that do.
can resume our seats. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the next item in the order paper is communication from the chair.
Honorable colleagues, our national leaders present here, members of our security forces who are present here, the honorable councillors from all the 9 districts of Karamoja who are here, and the 2 municipalities, and you, our friends, the family of the late, and the gallery at large. You're most welcome to this first extraordinary sitting of the Regional Joint Council for Karamoja. Members, as you are aware, this is a sad week for us as a region because we've lost a very important person. And therefore, it was very imperative that we pay this respect and honor the distinguished work that our fallen comrade is known for and has been doing. Honorable colleagues, personally, I know the late Honorable Simon Peter Aleper as a friend, and also he's been very closely working with some of us almost until his demise. We all know that he's been a passionate person in whatever he did and worked with everybody he came across in the course of his duty. We know his unwavering spirit in the fight to see Karamoja move several steps ahead and be part of the larger country in socio-economic transformation that he has been championing here. He did not have boundaries in Karamoja, and that definitely explains where we have come from all different walks of life across the region and the country to pay respects to our fallen colleague. Members, before the body arrived here, you must have heard that almost all those who spoke, the LC5s talked about the regional status. And I vividly remember that Honorable Aleper Simon Peter stood firmly on the idea of functionalizing the regional status of Karamoja. Because under the national resistance movement, it exists. But technically and practically, it doesn't exist beyond the national resistance movement. And so ASPRO has been one of those at the forefront in this struggle. I know different chairpersons have given justifications already for this, and definitely we share those justifications. Honorable colleagues, you're most welcome. Feel free in this council, and for purposes of this council, those who are members of this council are all district councillors and municipal councillors and LC3s, the members of parliament and ministers who are our ex-official members of council are members of this council, and the resident district commissioners shall remain as they have been in our usual district councils, together with CAOs and town clerks who have been performing the role of being advisory or advisors and guiding us in the course of our duty. Secondly, here in council, we don't move anyhowly and we don't disrupt sittings or proceedings, and we don't keep our phones loud. We also don't clap, and for the person who's managing the machines, we don't play music in the council. So I thought I should be clear in that. Thank you very much. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the next item in the order of business is motion that KDA be retained and made functional.
Kabong, Chairperson. Yes.
Mr. Speaker and your colleagues, the family of the late Honorable Aleper Simon Peter, Honorable Councillors from Karamoja region, members of Parliament present, fellow mourners, ladies and gentlemen. My name, for the record, is Meri Bon. I am the district chairperson, Kabong, in northern Karamoja. Honorable Speaker, I am here to move a motion before this Honorable Regional Council and in remembrance of our dear fallen brother, Honorable Aleper Simon Peter, that Karamoja Development Agency, KDA, be retained and made functional. Honorable Speaker and members, I need to give a small justification as to why Karamoja Development Agency should not be scrapped like they are doing to other agencies currently in the Parliament of Uganda. We all know that His Excellency, when he decided, and together with the NRM, decided to go to the bush to fight for the liberation of Uganda, one of the key issues that he strongly advocated in the 10-point program was issue number 8, integrating all those communities that had been left by other regimes into part and parcel of Uganda. And Karamoja was part of that 10-point program. That's why when the NRM came into power in 1986, the first act of parliament, one of the first ones, was the act of Karamoja, the establishment of Karamoja Development Agency in 1989. It followed by its implementation for only a short time, about 4 years. And because of corruption that has devolved in our country, it was put on hold around 1992-94. So during that time, we saw a lot as Karamojong. We saw a lot of schools being built through KDA. We saw health centers built through KDA. We saw roads, community roads being built. We saw Karamoja getting organized. Water resources being brought to the region. And because of what I said, corruption, of lawyers, engineers. We have all kinds of expertise in the region that can be used to work, who can work in KDA and help the region to catch up with the rest of Uganda. Honorable Speaker, the other issue is corruption. Corruption that has killed this country, the governance structure of this country. Corruption, why our young people were on the streets early this week, is one of the reasons why we think that Karamoja should be given KDA. KDA should be retained and functionalized. I can give you in the recent past where we had some of the projects for Karamoja, like the iron sheets, they were stolen because there was no organized institution to guide and give people these iron sheets. The other developed initiatives in the region that the NRM government had given, including dams, what are the dams for our livestock, the roads, the hospitals, all these things. If we had KDA, then we would not have challenges, and corruption would not work in Karamoja. In fact, Mr. Speaker, in Kabong, we kicked, when I came into office, we kicked corruption out. We suspended it up to 2026 June, when I'm the chairman, and maybe if I continue, we'll reinstate. But after, if I'm not, I don't know, maybe the rest. But there is no corruption in Kabong. Mr. Speaker, Karamoja is the poorest region in this country, with about 67 to 70 the poverty rate compared to the national of about 21. So if we had an organization called KDA, it will help us really to catch up with the rest of the country. So it's one of the reasons that I really see that KDA should be retained and functionalized. The other bit is KDA from all the years. It has assets. The assets here in Moroto, in Akapiripirit, in Kotido, in Abim, and these assets are still available. Why should we really scrap KDA? We need this organization because it's just a matter of dusting, and it will help us to coordinate and ensure that the Karamoja Regional Development Plan is implemented. Above all, Honorable Speaker, the late Honorable Aleper Simon Peter Aspro actually was spearheading the retention of KDA. He was the brain behind it. He consulted all the officers, including the president himself, the cabinet members, Karamoja Parliamentary Group, and all his networks that please retain KDA. It is the only thing that can help this region to develop. So I am appealing that government really listens to this in remembrance of Honorable Aspro, that this KDA is retained and functionalized so that Karamoja can catch up with the rest of the region. Honorable Speaker, before I close, I want to say that to add my voice to what you just said in your communication and the previous speakers. Honorable Aspro also longed for the day Karamoja can also be given a regional status nationally, just like the other regions in the country. We have northern region, eastern region, western region, central region, and it's only Karamoja which is missing. And I want at this point to thank the NRM for recognizing that Karamoja is a region. We want the NRM for a 10th year to amplify that, take it to the National Assembly so that Karamoja can be made a region. And so that we also benefit from Parliament, representative of the elderly, representative of the disability, the workers, all these special groups can be what? Can be represented in Karamoja. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Aspro also longed and really worked hard. He wanted to see Moroto Municipality made a city as soon as yesterday. And it was like, it should be made this financial year. I don't know what happens. This was his dream, actually. That Moroto made a city, just like other regions have been given city status. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Aspro, or Aleper Simon Peter, comes partly from Kabong. The mother is a Dodoth from Kabong district. And that's why there is a family from Kabong among us. and he was our child, the son of the soil. And one thing that he also was really praying for is for Kabong Town Council to be elevated into a municipality. When Moroto becomes a city, then Kabong Town Council becomes what? A municipality. That was the prayer of Honorable Aspro. Mr. Speaker, I therefore move a motion for this regional council to adopt a resolution for Karamoja Development Agency to be retained and made functional, and for a peaceful, united, and developed Karamoja that our late brother advocated for. I beg to move.
Thank you very much. Seconders, Honorable Chale, and Mayor Moroto should also second. Yeah, but now we must be mindful of our time.
Mr. Speaker, and your bench of speakers, all people here present in your various capacities. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for giving me the second opportunity to stand in this podium to second a motion for the retention and functionality of Karamoja Development Agency. As said by the mover, the chairperson of Kabong District Local Government, that Karamoja Development Agency needs to be retained and striked off the RAPEX list. With this, I want to thank our members of parliament, the district chairpersons and the councils of Karamoja for having moved motions in their various councils to ensure that this development vehicle is retained in the Karamoja sub-region. Mr. Speaker, when I grew up, I only heard the bad talks about KDA. That apart from its best intentions, it had been changed to Karamoja developing Arua. I asked myself why. He said by then, the minister who was representing Karamoja had made all the resources to flow to that particular region. Mr. Speaker, when I grew up, I think that was the tail end of KDA in the sub-region. And yet, this region is currently experiencing relative peace. Our facilities from medical schools are getting dilapidated and are not enough. I feel that, and it's my strong conviction, that Karamoja Development Agency be retained so that it becomes a development arm of the Karamoja sub-region. This should be headed by technocrats of various fields who should be able to carry out researches to inform the councils, to inform the government on what kind of development approach should be carried out in the Karamoja region. Today, we have a top-bottom approach to our issues, and this should be stopped. And the only way to stop it is by having the Karamoja Development Agency in place. I read some sections of this act, and it's a very good one. One of it is that it allows us, the Karamojons, even to deal directly with organizations outside this country, with organizations inside this country, without necessarily going through a tedious process to get resources to develop the Karamoja sub-region. It's then my conviction that this House today accepts this motion so that it can be pushed and taken to Parliament for ratification or adoption by our members of Parliament. Members, we want to thank the President for creating an independent or a ministry for Karamoja region. This is a political representation, and it may not be enough to cause development in this region. And that's why I support the proposal that KDA, which is going to be headed by technocrats, be functionalized and even retained, and call for government to finance it. One reason why the Karamoja Development Agency died was that it was left to development partners. Government came up with a law, this act, and it was not financed. My call again to members of Parliament is that when you appropriate, you should ensure that there are some resources appropriated for the Karamoja Development Agency to ensure that we develop. Equally, as the chairperson moved a motion, we need a regional status for Karamoja. If it is possible in NRM party, why not in the administrative hand of it? With that, I want to thank the President, our fountain of honor, for recognizing Karamoja as a region in the NRM structures. Now that is our fountain of honor, it may not be difficult for him again to move ahead to grant us a regional status. The speakers who are here said during elections we get scattered. The youth elections, part of us go to northern region and part of us go to eastern region. This is a disadvantage. And if you look at statistics, no Karimojong has ever got a position of either a youth MP, disability, elderly, name them. This will be an opportunity for us to have these representatives in the Parliament. I then second that, again in this motion, the issue of the regional status should be brought forward. Colleagues, I do not want to get back to my seat without giving a salutation to the man who has brought us here today, Honorable Simon Aleper. In all our struggles, Honorable Aleper was by us. We have had meetings here in Moroto and several meetings in Kampala to talk about Karamoja, and particularly and largely for KDA and the regional status. He has guided us, he guided the councils, and all these councils, I'm very sure of Karenga, that we made a resolution for Karamoja to become a region and for the retention of Karamoja Development Agency. All these debates have been possible with the able leadership of ASPRO. You would call us any time of the day that please, let's wake up. Let's stand up for a meeting to discuss one or two things. It's the brain behind the Karamoja Professionals Association. All this was towards the betterment of Karamoja. What a man, what a gentleman, that we must emulate as Karamojong, to work tirelessly, be selfless in our endeavors, like the fallen colleague here.
Thank you.
So that we have Karamoja move ahead. I want to stop here. And one thing that I do not want to forget is what the President talked about, representation of the Karamojongs. Much as some people say our parliament is huge and we should slash down
the number of MPs, Karamoja has very few representatives, only 26. We still need more representatives by creating more districts, by creating more constituencies, such that we have a good number when debates are being held in the Parliament of Uganda. So I am for that proposal, and that tomorrow we should not shy away from the creation of more constituencies in the Karamoja region. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you for seconding. Mayor Moroto. Mayor Moroto, I know you understand the weather here.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, the Council, members of Parliament, and all the mourners. I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving us the opportunity to second this motion. First of all, you need to understand that Moroto Municipality is badly hit by the loss of our brother. I don't know when we will recover from this shock, and I pray that you give me a small opportunity to express our feeling, our pain.
Yes,
Honorable Aspro.
Mayor, yes. For now you are seconding and you're speaking to your secondment. But if you want that, you will have time in the next. There's an item for eulogizing.
Thank you for the guidance. Honorable Aspro has been a key player on re-establishing KDA. You are aware that KDA was not messed by the Karamojongs, as people talk about. You are aware that Karamoja is being run on remote. Everything is being run in Kampala. We have done all those analyses guided by the late. So we believe that when KDA is reinstated, will transform Karamoja. So my prayer to government to a bit listen to the voices down here in Karamoja. Corruption has gone to this, has rocketed in Kampala through Karamoja programs. You are well aware that Karamoja affairs was messed up. Even right now, as we are talking, we don't have a single Karamojong in the Karamoja affairs. So our prayer, as we pray for KDA to be reinstated, we request government to actually bring back all the staffs of Karamoja, Ministry of Karamoja in the region. You cannot monitor programs on remote. And this is all the agenda of the late. So my prayer is that we all agree and government listens to us. And we will be able to transform Karamoja as by the dreams of our brother, Honorable Aleper Simon Peter. I second strongly. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Mayor Moroto. I think we have very many members of parliament present with us here, and they have keenly followed the discussion, the motion, and the seconders. And I want to implore our members of parliament who are here to really take it up at the national level and make sure KDA is functional, because it already exists. It exists, but the issue is functionality. So this is to you, our honorable members of parliament who are here. Thank you. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the next item in the order of business is motion that a technical instructors college be built in Karamoja in memory of the late Aleper Simon Peter Rock.
Yes. Moroto? Honorable Angelo Pulukol.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, with your wise team. Right Honorable Speaker, I, Honorable Pulkolangelo, representing Loktut Sub-County, move a motion that a technical instructors college be built in Karamoja in memory of the late Honorable Simon Peter Rock. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to speak to the motion. Fellow mourners, fellow Christians, today is a day that will not easily get off our memories. We have lost an icon. Indeed, we have lost a mentor. I listened to most of our speeches when the members of parliament were paying farewell to our fallen hero. They spoke words of glorification, kind words, words that portrayed the goodness of our fallen brother. It is very hard for us, children of NRM, to be told the truth. I did listen to the speech of Semju, Member of Parliament for Kera Municipality. He did say Honorable Aspro was a noisemaker while they were at Makerere. And I tried thinking why Semju was saying Aspro was a noisy Karamoja. And now most of us are speaking good words in relation to his works. Who is going to be this noisy Karamojong again? That
Honorable
same
Member, you will eulogize and make those remarks. Maybe for purposes of procedure, you would stick to your motion.
Thank you. Fellow mourners, honorable councillors, I request that government listens to this motion that Technical Instructors College be put in Karamoja in memory of Honorable Simon Peter Rock. I know the LC5 Karenga clearly mentioned very painful words that we need to have full regional status. And I want to ask all of us, if by God's will that the government listens to this and gives us this chance, who is this person that we are going to have as a youth MP for Karamoja? It is believed that Euriyemun, and I've seen the Santo Aspro. Perhaps you could be this noise maker positively in Parliament. I beg to move.
Thank you very much. Who's seconding? Sorry? Yes, Honorable Cosmas from Moroto.
Honorable Speaker, sir, and all other speakers of the region, my colleagues of the 9 districts and the 2 municipalities, our members of parliament, our district chairpersons who are present here, all the mourners. Speaker, sir, I am here to support the motion that a technical instructors college be built in Karamoja in memory of the late Honorable Aleper Simon Peter Rock. Why we need this college? We need to build resilience. We need to build resilience. We want patriotic people like Aspro. We want people who work diligently like Honorable Aspro. And we want people who are loyal to this country like Honorable Aspro, so that we can build Karamoja. Why we need this instructors college? Since we are agitating for KDA, we need to be corruption free so that this college can build people who are loyal to this nation, people who are loyal to Karamoja. Honorable Speaker, sir, and other speakers, I beg to move. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Cosmos, for that secondment. I want to invite the chairperson, Amadat, to make additional statements on this subject matter. Because the issue being raised is serious. If there is only one tertiary institution that is training instructors in the entire country, then it's also valid to have another one, and it's possible to have it in Karamoja. Honorable Chair Amadat.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. You must have seen us trying to get some concerns that the previous item, especially on KDA, first needed members after secondment, at least to have 2 discussions, then after the council, the regional council can resolve unanimously that indeed this is what the regional council came up with. But otherwise, after passing the motion, and then seconding, and we leave it at that, then it can easily be challenged. But Mr. Speaker, allow me to say this, that Karamoja is a land of extreme poverty in terms of all the indicators. It is a place endowed with extreme natural resources which has not been exploited. And Mr. Speaker, you may realize that the region is now lost on who coordinates development of the region. And that is why you've just heard there is formation of Karamoja group of professionals. There is even formation of Karedi, Karamoja Development Initiative. There is formation of Karamoja Resilience Secretariat. All these, Mr. Speaker, are geared towards having a coordinating arm. And the justification now is we need to have a single coordinating arm that coordinates the development of Karamoja. And this justifies why we need KDA. Our members of parliament, including the teams that were invited to discuss and come up with a draft act, have done their part. There is already a draft act on KDA titled KDA or Karamoja Development Agency 2023 Act. It's already in place. And Mr. Speaker, it is so absurd that a lot of corruption has been happening in this region. Almost every entity comes in the name of implementing development initiatives in the region. But later on, a lot of resources are amassed. People take Karamoja as a wealth place that they can just come and they get their resources. And therefore, for us to have one responsible agency, that is the reason we need Karamoja Development Agency. Again, Mr. Speaker, as I say that Karamoja is land of extreme, even in terms of the education parameters. The reason why the region has been in a vicious circle of insecurity, poverty, is because of the quality of education that our young people receive. And therefore, for us to cater for also those ones who drop out, because the issue that we have has been on enrollment, it has been on retention and transitioning. So in the event that we cannot transition most of our children to another level of education, secondary, moving forward to tertiary, then there is need to have instructors college that can deal and support those categories, that can even mold and build those who are supposed to take after the primary education. You are aware, Mr. Speaker, that government has already moved to scrap off the teachers training colleges, the core PTCs. And that scrapping comes as a disadvantage to Karamoja, because we are still on a path that we want to nurture our own. For how long then will the region continue depending on a teacher from Lango, Teso, or even Sebei? And whenever they come here, Mr. Speaker, most of those people take as an opportunity, a stepping stone. As soon as they are confirmed, they move back to their regions. So that's why we need to have a college that nurtures and trains the trainers colleges, whether it is teachers, whether it's for Greek, whether it's for even the pastoralism that we are talking about. Mr. Speaker, if this is going to be put in place, then we can even have our children. You've seen the Ministry of Education is now rolling out early grade reading, where even the local languages are supposed to be taught in schools. So if you don't have a teacher from Karamoja, who is this that is going to teach our children? So it is the reason, Mr. Speaker, we need to have trainers colleges in Karamoja. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Having studied your concerns and your colleagues there, I want to reconsider, but also put item 7 and item 8 into voice vote. So, honorable members, those in favor of a motion that KDA be retained and made functional, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Those that are in favor of a motion that the Technical Instructors College and other colleges be established in the region in the memory of the late Honorable Simon Peter Aleper, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the next item in the order of business is motion to equalize the following honorable member.
Members, before we have people eulogize, I want to recognize in a special way Honorable Kato Gabriel, who is the NRM SEC member and a colleague to our fallen leader. He represents PWDs, but also is the national chairperson for PWDs in the NRM. Kato, you may wave to the audience here. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're most welcome. I know we have very many dignitaries here. We shall recognize them as we go on. So members, this is your time to say a thing or two about our colleague here. Thank you. And for this one, I'm giving 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes to each. But first, Chairperson Nabelatuk. Yes? And Mayor Moroto? Let me have Chairperson Nabelatuk, Chairperson Abim, Chairperson Moroto? Chairperson Moroto, in that order, and then honorable members of council, at least 3 councillors also. Thank you. Members, we have to be mindful of our crowds. Honorable member for PWDs, you have not caught my eye yet. I will after these 3, I will come that side. But I have seen that you have expressed interest.
Mr. Speaker, the family of our fallen brother and honorable, your colleagues, the speakers, and in the interest of time, all protocol observed. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion for council to eulogize the fallen honorable member. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, first of all, in order to speak to this motion, I start by expressing my condolences to the family of Honorable Aspro, to his friends, to his colleagues, and to all people of Karamoja. I commiserate with you and the family, with the closest friends of our late brother, Aleper Simon Peter Rock. It is very hard to accept his unfortunate death and the circumstances surrounding that death. Mr. Speaker, Aspro has died a martyr. I heard the president yesterday describe what led to his death. Yesterday, Mr. Speaker, I heard the president vividly as he mourned him together with other members at our party headquarters. Mr. Speaker, I want to begin by thanking His Excellency the President for according Honorable Aspro a decent and state burial. He deserved it. He deserved because he has been and has always acted as a compatriot. Mr. Speaker, I think the President has shown his love for us, and so has the state shown its love for us. The President is only wrong to think that any of the members of our community is responsible for this unfortunate accident. I heard the President say and comment about one of our members of parliament. I heard him say one of our members of parliament is confused. It cannot be true, Mr. Speaker, that Honorable Lokor can be termed as a confused MP when he stands to defend his people for being exploited by an investor that has been behaving in a weird manner. And I want to mention this, Mr. Speaker, to set a tone through which we should go during when we are eulogizing our brother. That we don't bring confusion. That we don't set ourselves to divide. I thought I should make this, that it was wrong, and we think that it was wrong for us again to be made divided at the time when we are already united. Because the investor that was talked about is an investor that has been here for more than 10 years, an investor that has failed us in establishing the royalties, that very, very terrible type of investor that can only hear our voices when the president calls a meeting. Mr. Speaker, I think it is not confusion that led to the accident of the late. It must be the pressure which was mounted on our leaders by the begotten and beloved Toro Cement Limited. And I think Toro must repent. I will never use, I thought today when I woke up, because the president told us clearly yesterday that Honorable Aspro was driving to Kampala. Besides attending the SEC meeting, was also supposed to go. He was under pressure to deliver some documents. I will never buy Toro products again. Why do you put pressure on our leaders to the point of their death? Mr. Speaker, I'm not worried of being misunderstood or otherwise. But I'm not willing to sell out the unity of the leaders of Karamoja and their willingness to have the region developed and transformed. I can't be one of us to keep quiet and not correct the record. And I think by this council we should make it very clear. Yesterday my conscience was greatly offended by the statement of His Excellency and Chairman of our party, as he seemed to castigate and instigate the leaders who have been working together with our fallen member. I think somebody misguided His Excellency or misinformed him in case he was not speaking deliberately. We love President Museveni and we don't want the president to take our love for granted. He must be closest to us and not intimidate our representatives. Or he should not be suspicious when we are indeed in love with him. We don't always intend to let NRM down. We love NRM so much. NRM must accommodate us properly. Mr. Speaker, again I should say, ASPRO has died a martyr. It's now apparent that he died saving a situation where a company wanted to take land and resources of the Tepend community and maybe other communities again for free. Mr. Speaker, ASPRO, like any other patriot, wanted the process to end peacefully without causing any problem for anybody. He wanted it to end without causing the Tepend pain. He wanted to save his brother and compatriot, Honorable Lokawa. He also wanted to ensure that our investor, our beloved investor, would get its right to do business in a proper manner. The late friend lying here proved how much he loved us by his own blood. How much more can you show love to your brothers than to lay yourself for them? For me, I have considered never to buy a Toro cement product, and I hope my children will never use it in my grave. That is how I shall mourn ASPRO for the rest of my life. Mr. Speaker, we know what ASPRO has been to us. He has been the only voice when we do not have a voice in Karamoja. He has always been a mentor for us. He has come for us to save us in a time, actually to advise, to ensure that we run in a very proper manner at a good speed. I don't know where we shall get another ASPRO. For me, I am always thinking on the left side of my brain. And most of the time, he has called me and said, calm down, my brother. Time can help us. Let us advance a point like this. I don't know whether there is any other leader who will advise me again. Maybe I will continue speaking harsh because we have lost ASPRO. And the pains that we have lost a brother. But we have to accept. I want to encourage our honorable members of parliament and dear leaders of Karamoja, do not cow down. Let us continue the fight to ensure that together with President Museveni, we transform this country. It cannot transform with the ministers alone, with the president alone. We must be part and parcel. We must stand for our people. I want to give courage to the family, and I want to thank the widow. Your face has kept us encouraged because you have shown your resilience together with the family. We stand with you. We shall never let you down because ASPRO did not also let us down. Mr. Speaker, I think I have a lot of words because there is sorrow in my heart. Allow me just now to beg. I now beg to move a motion for council to eulogize Honorable Aleper Simon Peter Rock. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move.
Thank you. Chairman Moroto.
Dear mourners, Honorable Speaker, sir, and your team, our 9 councils, our members of parliament, mourners, I am here in a kind of emotion.
Can we observe silence? in our tents down there, so that the person holding the floor speaks.
I am here to second on the motion to eulogize our brother before council. I am Korean David. I beat us for about 3 years. I'm a born of 71. But the time I've been with him, I've been calling him and he has been calling me with 3 names. My brother, Ekile, and to this time of political venturing I'm in, Governor. I have a message to the family that bore Simon Peter Rock. Toto and Papa, thank you for giving us a seat. That made Karamoja a place to live in. Kilakara, auri kine kinyamit. Olabu ikitacha kwa ngatameta. To the family, the dear lovely one. Toto, thank you for standing by in Rock. It was really a rock. And it's a rock. Yes, death comes at the time that we may not be knowing. Toto, take it from me that he's gone. He will not come back. We are the ones to follow him. We do not know who will be next. To my fellow leaders and the mourners around, Asfro lived a life of no boundaries. He lived with everybody. He did not have a class to sit in. I had a lot of engagement with him in my time. We talked more on KDLN and the factionality. He was helping me so much. I stood with him in fighting for the right of the Tepes. We went out to Mombasa. We did a lot of work, even to the last hour when he died. He was traveling, I was also traveling the same day. But he was a man. But death took him. Fellow colleagues of Karamoja, that is a leader. That's a character to be emulated. In Moroto, when he was a member of parliament for Moroto Municipality, he could move out of Madenigo constituency to kill bulls for the elders, to share the suffering with these people of the rural one. During Christmas days, religious days, you could celebrate with the Muslim. You could celebrate with the Christians those other days. He was a mover of incitement. He was a game changer. Colleagues, can we emulate the same? It's not a day to be talked more. But we are sorry. Family, we are sorry. Karamoja has lost. To me, Moroto has lost more. Napak, you claimed us to be your son, but to me, he was my brother here in Moroto. I am sorry. Colleagues, allow me still say, may the soul of my brother, may the soul of my brother rest in eternal peace. I stand in the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairperson Abim.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members. I am called Johnny De West Arico, the district chairperson of Abim. I rise to support the motion, also to second the motion that we eulogize Honorable Aspro. Mr. Speaker, sir, Honorable Aspro was my close friend. He was my brother. He was my OB of Moroto High School. And he was also my client because I provided legal services for him and also his family. I know Honorable Aspro as a very hard-working man. When he represented Moroto Municipality in Parliament, he represented his people to the fullest. As a member of sect representing Karamoja region in the NRM party, Honorable Aspro has managed to mobilize, and in Karamoja, all people are members of the NRM. There are no opposition. That is the kind of person we are talking about here now. He is a very hard-working man. Honorable Aspro had a dream of seeing a united Karamoja whereby all the 9 districts of Karamoja cooperate under the regional tier system of governance. Our Constitution of the Republic of Uganda allow 2 or more districts to work together under the regional tier. Honorable Aspro wanted all the 9 districts to work together to facilitate peace and development in Karamoja. So it is high time, honorable members, we start discussing the regional tier for Karamoja, and we see how we can work together in peace, and we promote a sustainable development for Karamoja. Honorable Aspro is a member of the Karamoja Legal Fraternity. In November this year, Karamoja is going to host the Northern Uganda Law Dinner, where the chief guest will be the Chief Justice of Uganda. Honorable Aspro was elected as the chairperson in charge of resource mobilization, so that we see this important event take place successfully. Honorable Aspro had promised to go to all the offices, including the President's office, the office of the Minister of Karamoja Affairs, the various offices of our MPs, to mobilize resources for the 5th law dinner, which will take place here in Moroto. Now that is no more, I do not know what will happen, but this is a very important event which takes place annually. We, as members of the Karamoja Legal Fraternity, now call upon members, all the stakeholders, to support us to make sure that this event is a success. We have lost a young person in Honorable Aspro. He died in an accident. However, the police is yet to release a comprehensive report of this fatal accident. Honorable members, you are aware that along all
highways in Uganda, we have cameras. The police should by now be able to tell us who knocked our brother, who killed our brother. Because if you see the photographs, that person targeted the driver. He knocked the driver deliberately and killed him on spot. We call upon the police to investigate this matter expeditiously, to arrest and prosecute whoever was responsible for this crime. Honorable members, we demand for justice for our brother. We in Karamoja should demand for justice. Honorable members, allow me to address Schola. Please, take out with the children. I'm really so sorry. We have lost my friend, but I undertake to continue to handle all those other pending matters which are in court, and it will be concluded. With those few remarks, honorable members, I stand to second a motion to eulogize our brother, Honorable Asfro. May you rest in eternal peace.
Thank you very much, Chairman Nakapiriprit, and then followed by Honorable Abdallah, PWD Moroto.
The Honorable Speaker, and your colleagues,
yes,
Honorable Members of Parliament, Honorable Councillors, colleagues, the district chairpersons, fellow mourners. This is a very bitter moment for Karamoja. Today, we are here to mourn a great leader in the person of Aleper Simon Peter Rock. Aleper, I know him as a strong compatriot of the national resistance movement, as a strong fighter for Karamoja issues. A few months ago, I, together with some other colleagues of mine, sat in a hotel called Agenda 2000, and we were discussing issues of Karamoja. How do we turn Karamoja to be a better place to stay without taking children to school? We would be wasting time. We found a solution that if we do not have an agency that will steer the development of Karamoja, we are wasting time. In that meeting, we agreed that if the Karamoja people do not unite together, we are wasting time. Now here he is. What killed this brother of ours is a hostile utility that we use. Hostile utility. A facility that is supposed to help us is movement. What does this call? Whenever I travel, I always advise my brother or my driver, please, assume that the person who's driving towards you is drunk. Assume that the person driving towards you or behind you does not know how to drive. Assume that the person who's driving towards you is sleeping.
Can we advise ourselves? Can we advise each other? A few months back, I was a victim of this similar accident. I was traveling right from a certain workshop, reaching a certain T-joint. A lady drove and knocked us. And the lady told me, I lost control. Later, of course later. I lost control and I said, I should go for these ones. That she was to go for us because she had lost control. You can see, ladies and gentlemen, that some of our lives are sacrificed by other people who could be driving recklessly. Our lives are removed by some people who have not rested. Now here he is. But you have a challenge, ladies and gentlemen. We are not just here for the sake of it. We are here that we have got a task that we must, all of us, undertake now. This brother of ours lying here has left us a challenge to accomplish the work he has left behind. Some of the works that he has left behind is care for his family, for us. Some of the challenge he has left for us is to do the work the national service he was doing. This must be our task now. What are we doing for the family? What are we doing for the task he has left behind? It is a task for all of us now. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure that everybody here, sitting here, has a bleeding heart, because the person lying before us here is a person who had closed many gaps. He was weighing thousands of kilograms in terms of output for this region. Here he is. Now, to the family, I know when things happen like this, matters arise. They begin saying he was cast. They begin saying he had this, that, and that. They begin saying insulted so and so. All of us who have gathered here in the name of God, I am sure we are forgiven whatever you think our brother here wronged us.
Okay.
And by so saying, God says when you forgive, he's forgiven.
Chairman, maybe
ultimately, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that I want to thank government of Uganda. The president himself has shown some positive will to support the family, ultimately to support Karamoja. In supporting the family of the late, Karamoja is supported. And I hope everybody of us here should give a support of any kind. It could be a prayer, it could be advice and guidance, and all sorts of assistance that we wish. This extraordinary council of Karamoja, today seated in this bomber ground of Moroto, joins hands to mount together a great man of Karamoja. I beg to move.
Thank you very much, Honorable Abdallah. But before that, I want to recognize the presence of our members of parliament and other leaders who are here. We have Honorable Lokor Albert, the member of parliament for Tepeth, here. We have Honorable Komol Joseph Midi, Dodoth North, Honorable Ochero Jimmy Bricky, from Abim, that is Thur County. There is Honorable Loki John Baptist from Matheniko. Honorable Adome Frank, Moroto Municipality. We have Honorable Peter Ken Lochap, Member of Parliament for Bokora East. We have Honorable David Pulkol, who's an opinion leader here. We also have Mr. Peter Pex Park, the Resident District Commissioner for Soroti City. We have Honorable Helen Amungin, who is the Secretary of Finance and Service Provider, Soroti City Council. We also have Dr. Abura Samperir, opinion leader. We have Muse Napaja, Andrew, who is also our former leader. Lomonyang Joseph, former LC5 chairperson, Napak, and current commissioner at the Local Government's Finance Commission. Thank you. Members, I want us to take 2 minutes strictly. And for this purpose, I want to allow that we can also speak in the local language. So that, because the clerks here can capture any languages that we speak here.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm called by the names Lomongin Abdallah Maziwa, a district councillor representing person with disability, Moroto district. Allow me, Mr. Speaker, I speak in the East African language.
Proceed.
Wandugu, madada, wazee, na washukuru sana kushuhudia kuja kupokea mwili ya ndugu yetu Aspro, ambaye imekuwa changamoto kubwa sana kwa nchi ya Karamoja, kumpoteza leader ambaye ni shupavu, leader ambaye ana ujuzi kamili, leader ambaye ana uongozi wa haki na anazungumza uhaki. Leo tumempoteza. Kesho tutazungumza na nani? Sisi kama wakaaji wa Moroto Municipality tumepoteza kiongozi ya mahana enye ambaye hatutamuona tena mpaka milele na milele. Leo ni changamoto kubwa sana. Leo ni changamoto kubwa sana. Mimi nina jambo mbili enye ambaye nitaka nizungumuze. During Karamoja NRM meeting, when Secretary General came here, niliuliza ya kwamba rehabilitation center ya Karamoja hakuna. Region zingine iko na rehabilitation center ya watu walemavu, ya watu walemavu. Akaniambia, Secretary General akaniambia, you talk to your SEC member so that he can push it in the SEC. So leo nimempoteza na alikuwa nimemwambia mambo ya rehabilitation center. So mimi nauliza Gabriel Kato ambaye yuko hapa ni mkubwa ya walemavu. Sisi Karamoja hatuna rehabilitation center. Na Honorable Aspro enye ambaye alikuwa nimemwambia ya kwamba anisaidie kwa mambo ya rehabilitation center, Mungu amemchukua. So members of parliament na Kato, tafadhali mufanye uchunguzi ili Karamoja ipate rehabilitation center ya walemavu. Ya pili, nilizungumza na Aspro mambo ya Way Bridge. Way Bridge tumeimba.
Honorable, you should be summarizing, eh?
Kwa miaka mingi ambaye imepita, Way Bridge mpaka leo haijapita. Nikamwambia mkubwa, jaribu fuatilia mambo ya Way Bridge. Tonnage ya mawe yetu inaenda, si hapa najua tani ngapi. So kama tungekuwa na Way Bridge, tungepata kujua tonnage ya mawe yenye yanatoka Karamoja kwenda Tororo. Kwa hivyo yangu machache ambaye nimezungumza, nashukuru sana.
Asante sana.
Leo ni changamoto kwa watu ya Moroto.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Abdallah. The SEC member Kato Gabriel, the honorable member is emphasizing the issue of a rehabilitation center for persons with disabilities in Karamoja. And the Secretary General had tasked him to get an opportunity with you to talk about this so that you raise this. So he has done that. Thank you. Matthew Longoli, yes, Honorable, yeah, proceed.
Yes.
And then I will have the LC3's South Division, Rupa. I want to see a female now. There is Kotido. I'm seeing the secretary. Is it secretary production? Very good. I will come back to Honorable Zubeda. Let's first take those, but let's mind the time. It's not our best ally. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I only want to say two things. And these two things, first of all, is to appreciate the government of Uganda, and most especially the ruling party, for in the day or the evening of the government, whether it is true or not, that we have seen this kind of burial, the state burial, which is really giving us a picture of saying, at least we are remembered. Of course, why I was saying in the evening or in the afternoon of the government, from the 30-something years to date, I've been together with this man called Aspro. In the time of insecurity, when this place was really tensed with the guns, this man, I was in fact working between the Ethiopians and the Karamojongs, and I could cross that wild path. And whenever he meets me, he says, "Are you an animal that these warriors cannot see? And if you are not an animal and you are a human being, how far have you gone speaking to these wild Karamojongs?" And that gave me another mind of saying, some other people are concerned of other people's lives. Yes, this man is born a leader and a social person who can reach to anybody at any level. But of course, I don't know whether the government knew that he could be the right person, as we are mourning now, and many people are talking about him, because the government of Uganda gave him a place, just, we can say, the vice, as he was. But he did not have really a big voice to pull other Karamojongs to those levels. And that gave me to say, are they just picking the Karamojongs to just move around, one-dotted ones? And those who can speak the truth are not supposed to be given a very good bread. You see that I am worried. When you go nearer to this government, you see yourself going very fast. Remember, they say one of the vice, also in Lango, was accorded a state burial. And all the promises ended there. We had another one in Tororo areas, and now it's in Karamoja. And the promise is, I am taking all the children. I am carrying all this. Are we safe if we load the government with all the orphans?
As you summarize?
As I summarize, I go to the second point. But before I go to the second point, I want to say that in education, as we have been talking of education, the state bread of the Karamojongs, whenever they are given social hats. And after that degree of social hats, they become street drunkards because there's no good position that they can fit there. And that worries. This man was a big man, but he was still given that secretariat thing that could not make him to identify what is good inside this bread and calls other Karamojongs. Now we talk of the replacement. Are we sure that we can have the same person with the same character, the social person who can go down to those assholes in the street, to those drunkards, and talk and get the right information. Can we get the right person? And the government is he really ready to get that, or the promise is just to blindfold? And that gives me the second point of, it gives me to remember one time when there was...
Honorable, the second point is not ending.
The second point is coming in now.
No.
The second point is that...
We have a few moments.
Some 2 minutes.
We are chasing time. 2 minutes. And I want you to respect that. Okay?
Summarize. Yeah. The second point is that I remember the time of operation 1984, where for us in Kaprit, the helicopters come and bombs the area and makes everyone to climb up the mountain. And when you go up the mountain, you get the monkeys and the pythons sheltering together with the people in fear of death. After hearing the bombs, gunshots down there, everyone was to try to hide himself somewhere. In that hiding place, a child could cry.
Okay.
Now, the mother will say, now I am just stopping
no,
around.
Please.
I am summarizing.
I am ruling that you stop there.
I wanted to explain this.
The next person speaking, let's not narrate many stories.
I wanted just to explain this.
To the agenda. Please. The issue of bombs and helicopters are different. Please hand over to the next speaker before I ask Sergeant at Arms. Okay. Thank you. Proceed. 2 minutes, strictly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Lokawa Isaac. I am the division chairperson representing the people of South Division. I'll first appreciate you for giving me this opportunity to speak about Honorable Aspro. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am the beneficiary of a State House scholarship under Honorable Aspro, 2013. But in that time, Aspro was closer with us. But right now, they have returned Aspro erakiring. Inyakunta kona Aspro nege erakiring. Niere people nga kronguna igoro rewona nege. Ani biane limunia president ekiro kalubat. Nyo alimunio nyevi. Eto ni Aspro. Ani ke yagatari ngedi nga kiro kalubat. Ke beiti ngedi to nyara ya alubat State House. Ki anaka amango na kech kirika kinothi. Nyani igoro iwon. Kitolomu na enabo ache kigoro. Era iborengi na kiwait ato anaraka Aspro. Ani erai. Nyoto kona angopia motoka. Ngina anangi Aspro. Inyo ni epiore president. I knocking orders to all the security organs in Iganga to make sure they identify the vehicle and arrest the driver. People know why. Near I cannot own a rakiring. Aberakin Kolong Atonaka Aspro. Akitorun. You were wrong across modern villages. Karamoja. I need a limuni. Abu Aberam 7. Tolomaka Aspro. I need a 8 anti-accountability. Angaka igangon. I connect Yakanga igangon. Mam Yadauna. Arukovike Alope. Epupia. Tokona alimuni be nekroka kalubat. Lakini amama MP yo. Ngolo epedoria bongokin. NRM MP sule yakatero no way. Erangulu eminadi akloganar ngikwa the man. Elimuni akra ngolo che. Nya bongokin.
Toko ne yakali nege. Ebe iti kiruarol atonere ka aspro merengu na ka kito diomo ebe alimu biene bala ebe eto diomi ngidwe ebe aduko gini akai nyobo pe kamuni amona ka aran ka motoka alakara no woi.
Okay. LC3 Chairperson Rupa. After LC3 Chairperson Rupa, I will have Secretary Production Kotido, Honorable Zubeda Moroto. In that, there will be Mayor.
Right Honorable
Mayoress. Yes,
Speaker, thank you for giving us.
I'm only taking 5 people and we move to the next
item. Thank you for giving us
item.
this opportunity, Mr. Speaker. I want to say Aspro has gone. What next? I want to take the words of the former American President, Barack Obama, who said, it's not good to have one leader. It's better to have so many leaders. So that when God
Members,
calls the other
let's remain silent.
So that
Let's
when
listen
God calls
to the person
one,
holding the floor.
the other one will be ready to take care of the tears of the people. I want to say, Honorable Aspro was knocked by the vehicle number 5. Vehicle number 5, for those of you who are senior drivers, vehicle number 5 is a vehicle that comes from nowhere, from the side, and knocks you. The first vehicle is the one you are driving. The second one is the one coming ahead of you. The third one is the one following the other one, because the other one is the most dangerous one. The one behind you, you are supposed to control that one. But this one, the one that comes from the side that killed Aspro, that is vehicle number 5. And where vehicle number 5 comes from, there must be cameras. There must be cameras. Because where the other vehicles are coming from and these ones are going, there must be cameras. Up to now, the police has not given any report. Maybe they are still investigating. But we need that investigation done as soon as possible. I want to say that the diaspora left here. Akwana nyona diaspora ne ebon. Aye ko kwini abuni ala Kampala. Lele abu era edoda era Jole Lokta Anna the daughter of Apun Nakoka Apun. Ebo yodwa abulele alokiding la kai tama de pat nyot erot ela la kiru tarikino ko ya light eno ketanga light amoto wane ponto lakini emam nyanyuari matike do rudie matiki pakinga ekezi na wai yanyi boykinere ele pakanga kan ko mon ko ngi tomon to nyot ipito le limono kana guju to hakro ada ki kay ne walaria to do ni mutu da to na to porote zanga da matamari emuna krebe limono kina guju to ma kay rora ku jala ngare ni to ma kezinu. The other things that the chairpersons of districts have talked, issues of KDA, issues of the region. There is no way KDA, another KDA will stand if we don't have a regional status here. Where shall we get the pillars for it to stand again? Even the other time it failed because it didn't have the pillars. Moroto City is following Karamoja Development Agency to the grave of the first one. The region is also going to the grave. The city is also going to the grave. What do we do as Karamoja? The time is now for us to follow up some of these things that Aspro has been following. Can we wake up and try and see how we can help our people? The other one is I want to say that I want us to ask government. Yesterday, the president was talking about supporting the children of ASPRO, the family. There are those people, the relatives of ASPRO, that ASPRO has supported throughout his life. What is going to happen to those people? Get one with the working ASPRO, na pick column. Ebala president, yangara kiningi de animo muluche. Lidegi working ASPRO. Echamita taji ne pitongole pedore da kiganga etungana ni. Emam ne ne yamune de wani che tungana. Yile pedori akiti yakange tunga. Ebo gore wani ala ASPRO hero. Era pitongolo e consulting ASPRO. Angini bore echamdinge tago bagna ala Karimojong. Enyiringi tunga, amoreta ngi tunga, akoneono. Arangi to akapuka ndada nke konei. Ngida bugonga ASPRO. Man palu da ASPRO bon. Etieta ASPRO kangi tunga. Ngina pa alugidi ya mapaka kwap. Nataka haba ito na ntolo totani ni lodire nga matokai. Aranya ye tiye ngi deneni. Era tunga nan alodi pitongole lodi tunga nan ngi intelligence. Nara Bapani Museveni vala chamkwanzi. Intelligence officers. Nyama de iguanagneza nga barwelo meda. Tanapitengi da tai. Tama etichumula ngeto ngula intelligence materu kutoka ngetonga. Inyezi borengi ni beneti ASPRO. Achamda ni mokneza tama ASPRO bokorait. Ara ngamazeni kwait. Lakini ASPRO alozira parliament. Ara campaign manager ken. Baka tara wuna kapulun. Eto wana ngini awogon. Ngini awogon. Ikilema ngona kujunga adam. Nguna awogok. Toko na ngoni boyo kona. Ya to cha utunga kodam. Ke yes kunda mangole dogi tuna lo vitari ya muna awogok. Oloto. Wotele to mugneza na muka ASPRO. Alakara.
Alakara. Secretary Production, Kotido. And Honorable Zubeda should be following. The Mayoress. And then
Honorable Speaker and the colleague, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to talk to our people in local language. Kirangi katunga na peitete eruorongi to ankron walala. Kai yakai wani nege. E yakai e yeni nyatamar ada wuni nyachoketi anajiye. Mere nyachoketi amoroto bonot na jiye da adang. Iguoro na jiye da adane ni pipil. Ani radio gonya Tamara to na ASPRO. Anyuni ang ASPRO kai. Era ya ASPRO lokone kenganye mpiko de beko lokopirmo. Ani ara makini aloko pirmo yam nya choko krumni arano woi. Izwa dangi tunga lucie. Nait ayaw nyi boren atameta na kidiko de ankar mo jonya Tamara. Ikibolia na kinyo mono zuwa. Kode era ko zo mo dangi tunga kwa ngibuku lucie kode karauni arang ngoku opal. Nyo anie takanuni nyito anie ranya ko ngwana jiye ani tete ngitu ngwana jiye da dang Tamara na ipana ni bongulore abongwara nyale kotere nyo ngachie krona na ngare ken kire ke ba kire Museveni atamatala karodin karmojong ye pite bonongole la karere wani ela kare wani anyunye nyatemari yedhia Yutwani ari nyukuditwani again. Kanya moto kangina naga. Pakito diuni nyamoto kangina kanyitwani ngini. Idonga tangi yokota yereng kani arano wai. Ya yeni atemari ya kampele ebuni tikoni ai. Iruoro iwani kwani. Na nga uniken. Eyeni wani nyate mari Karamoja nege yaka tere wani ngborobore lumadi kitabarawani. Mineral sulu ya nario la Karamoja nege madiro de kinyi padete de youth alo street ya nege. Emadhe katara de youth da de employed. Nyomono eridere minerals wanda nye bridge la Polon. Lo wenga minerals da dangal wenyu neneta la Karamoja nege. Era ko iro wani kangi chanya giding na iti kita baritu wani nyakuj. Ya yeni anyi tuani kita rauntu wani kangi chanya nege. Kiwaki na nya bridge ngolani kiwaki nya bridge ngolo tanyu na nya tema minerals sulugwa nyu utu eki nege konaka. Lugu maadi kidongolo tunga kitopolo tonga tunga Karamoja luchi lugu nyo udari tere da dang. Tarau chu nyu aunti nyakuj lo tunga keng. Kanchi ebore again nyeri jeno council meeting wana kinyo de kangolo karu. Atwani bena nyokwanye tuan karaki wagi ntete ida bagirori to mon kansala ya negia anyari tare beto motun ko de ka chamta mar kidongo kina do yauna yaranya nyali ele paz tama dila kanikare ingitunga luye kadinege emina eduange dinai tiani emina igoro din ko de taini arano we ipaka do bakinu ku mamu chot.
Okay.
Alakarani arano.
Thank you. Honorable Zubeda, followed by Deputy Mayors, and then Honorable Stephanie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members of Parliament, family of fallen Honorable Aspro, ladies and gentlemen. I'm called by name Thecla Zubeda, District Woman Councillor representing Moroto Municipality. It is a great loss for us. It's a great loss for this week. For me, as Honorable Fallen Hero Aspro, he was being a leader that I don't know whether we shall fit him. Mine straight, Mr. Speaker. In quota system, Honorable Aspro did not know anything so long as you are Ugandan in this Moroto municipality. You could make sure that when quota system comes, these job institutions, when students apply from universities with their merits, there's where some of these students went to reach some districts, certain chairpersons or decks tend to manipulate these students, this part of their tribes, but they are within the towns of Karamoja region. Please, this is one of the issues that Aspro could say. Be a Ugandan, be a Karamoja, so long as this child, whether it's from Kabong but residing in Moroto, but is giving services, will qualify or she will qualify to be in Moroto, Kabong, where? This part of those. But this one straight, Aspro was fighting and advises most of our chairpersons. Nilemana karchangidwe, lugurika, epota ngarakin one. So akachikaki na having nitunga dadas leaders. Let's fit him. He has been our mentors. We have been idang aber. Iurta idang ikinyom. Lue ponto kareka wo karae kidikidi karainyo. Egelegelaka. But demanding adwa Aspro. Ngai mo ikingarakin idwa. Ni yeyo nege Tamara edozoit, emazenikoit, ebakorait. Where will we fit a leader like this one who has been mending? So Aspro has been a leader that was mending this kind of issues. Time up. So long as you have a burning issue. Mr. Speaker, you know the dadang, ikwangitunga dadang. After my jobs creation, a year's product de penny. King Arakna is what? King Arakna dada ki yungata the one. Nini Aritas Pro, Karakujaid, King Arakakuja look at my dada de ponta. Karaitungan elematas pro. Yarata Mangakanu dadang. Kira Kujaki Goro Kodi. Kira Kujaki Goro Kodi. Kira Kujaki Goro Kodi. Karakujaid. Amam Achia. Karanguna Kodi Jigunuda Mantere Karangai. Kutare kwam kanguna keng. Da muna kwa ngaberto kona ne goro ngaberto yolingete kona igoro no woi. Anya rai ko kuni arama ni tiaka tiaka takop. Ala karano we want to speak.
Thank you. Deputy Mayors. Followed by Honorable Stephanie Moroto. And that is the last person. That's the last person. Members, I'm just trying to mind time.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise up to support the motion to eulogize to the late Honorable Aspro. I am by name Nachap Meri, Deputy Mayoress, Moroto Municipal Council. We are running short of words. We are still mourning. Our hearts are bleeding. Where can we get a person like Aspro, and formerly known as Time Up? Time Up, where are you? Time Up, where are you really? Dearly missed by Municipal Council and Karamoja at large. Aspro was a mentor. Aspro was a councillor. Aspro was a friend. Aspro was a visionary leader for Karamoja. In 2016, when he stood with his opponent, there is no person to be compared to Aspro, apart from Aspro. After failing politics, who is that kind of person, or you leaders who are here, who can go and urge the opponent, who can go and greet the opponent and say, thank you for passing. We shall always continue. That's what he did to Honorable Ogwen. That was the time I decided and said, yes, he's a leader for tomorrow. That's why I left the camp of Ogwen and went and supported Aspro, because I knew he was a visionary leader. Then secondly, Aspro had a vision of Karamoja. Now this is to Karamoja. At large, you are all here. Can we keep his vision alive? Can we keep his dream alive? And I am saying this. Itungana ngini aret Aspro. Ilere uni. Kana bongi tu Karamoja yari Aspro. This is to the family. Ani ngwali kinata the Schola kangidwe yari Aspro. Ereda kinge na ye yari etubuna kou. Ngini tori ngidepa Schola ngidepa ngide. Kingarak ke ya kiganget. Epupi ya Karamoja. Neni naike president a Uganda ikilakara borni bien buyo tolimok ekala Nadiye ore ekala Aspro. Ani chakile le bikin etamari odwa he. Ani pakile le bikin etamari odwa mam. Emina pukana modena kiningitunga. Emina pukana modena kiningitunga matikita pa ibora ngakan. Nyeve no pe Tamara dolu. Nadiye Schola ekechiki ayata margi tumori neni ka apukan to jiye ko ni jiye ko apu the root eje ya kujuki gangi yong e yangi tungada ki ngaite yong ela na kanga apu the ne ya Karamoja ayo da kite yokona ara apu the root abu to the manka do mamu tungana abu ya kyarak baka university kota system ara district Tamara nkondo en kacholi kataki kacholi to ji to yeni to kana ne to pukori ko irawu yo Aspro. I beg to submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Stephanie. I'm not sure whether Honorable Loki caught my eye. Yeah? Okay. You should be the last person.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is
Let's be mindful of time, eh?
My name is Adupa Stephanie, the female representative for Tapach Sub-County in Moroto District Local Government. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to talk in the local language, but I will be mixing my speech where necessary. Ni Karimojong, ni Tunga Karimojong, ni Korio, ni Kumai, ni Korea, ni Kaledo, eruanere Karimojong, boreng ni aboko, eruanere kale Karimojong, eruanere kale Karimojong, hediang ole periala ngareni ane, ingediarai au pal a Karimojong. Anike nangite ake pakiang, etemari odwang tunga Karimojong, ewa kuj. Ikilakara kira yong o inyakarit aniara yong ikina kini kayong inyakari na ikera itunganan ngini abale Karamoja ngo etikiriono ni kachila ni katunga ngawo erukwa uninge didangu na ikote ne peine Aleper ngolo ite wanto ko ne per ya la ngareni yoko kona era ya kari kona ngitunga era iko kwa kari mojong ayongo ipe itunganan ngini habu ewa panga kejene kaspro aloto ma eti ngolo ijana kinere ngitunga akari mojong ani bien elimuni e president a Uganda akroitingina alimuni abuanga kalo atema ikwa ikera kinitai ale mari tungana ni enia atema ringito dikingi tunga kari mojong eyarea. We have a company in the Moroto district which has been operating in Tapachi sub-county since 2002 up to date. There is nothing even what we call memorandum of understanding, which was signed between the community and the company, which has changed now as community development agreement. And when we stood on the ground, ASPRO was one of the persons who was backing the community of the Tepe up with the Honorable Halbert. And if you are a president, Nkatu Machamti Alimun, Abuanga Tema Halbert Banabota Parash, Etupagini ASPRO. Abuanga Tema Lokor Banabota Parash, Etupagini ASPRO. Kwaterenyo ikwakini omono itungana ngini ananya motoka na kape paka tokona ngeta kanitari amotoka ngine boko yanangit ngeta kanitari neni boko yetoriti dane kiren kari mojonga to yei e traffic ngirotini luda danga tanikera ina kwarea tanikera ina parania kiria kimwali kana boyongo pitengole na intere amotoka ngina kaspro ikwakini mono amotoka ngine ebunita na ngaitungona ne alozie piai keda punita ide kangina pe ngol kine reke chunya kine kichuta kine ta yara ke chuta kine kiyo kine ne rai e wa ngolo kedere pata e boko bani ebuni amotoka ngina jeda ala ngareni kama enanya amotoka ala ngareni anako ani bo ala kaudang e boko eluzinga to ane control jukwari chama toka ala kawu ikoki ni obonge na chenga na nyaru kwa unikeli da ne ni peyai ba tironi angina mere tungona na ye toma nyoke ye toma motoka ngina tungona ni kori ekipeke ye pai madari ngedi dang tor kwa una ngel dani aru kwa unere ASPRO
As you summarize.
Euriaka achakari woni ekile achakari woni itungana akari mojong nai nakatokang skora to tiketa to tingingi kondwe kiwoko ka kituka badin kari mojong to tingingi konde ka kitu taringuna biene ruoroi nyongi ya unity ya lo Uganda ngiye wozio ngulwe yewoi bayo tarta parachi yakini nguna hamodi yo ape ngine ye toma ayo ko pukani ngina ke NRM ayeni ngabaka wera ngitunga ke ngitunga kari mojong NRM nyanga kada dang taringa kituk ngalikidi na ibore ngini itiyawo neniyo nyamono etani ya piari na pukani na jik tadawun alakara Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Loki Emmanuel, you should be the last.
Right, Honorable Speaker, dear monarchs from your different capacities. Loki Emmanuel are my names. I am the district councillor. As for now, I am the regional councillor. We have to think as a region. What I know about ASPRO for real is a game changer. One time I challenged NRM in this very ground under opposition. because of ASPRO, who came and convinced me to be together in the NRM, I had to listen to my senior, my advisor, with those of Apollo, those of Napaja. So, Ikatunga, Irunera Karimojong, 90 leaders, Karimojong Lukiane, and Walkinawan, a teacher of Benedict Aspro, Kape, a Morkino the Robo, or a Pukadrobo Acrono. Itanta Loa and Yabuni a report, Mola Polido. As Karamoja, we should do some due diligence on that report. Yomono Arit, Yoya Wuntia Akitura. The precurrent speaker, Abada Gane, a Wakinimona Matona and Yituana Luipi. Yopakilo Yotana Larin, Kuria Lagagu. A chapter bogin in Niche. Akiroitina Kelly Winter President. All of us were members of NRM. Akiroita Tororo. Nyaya una bata project check today. The companies, the investors, the shareholders of all these companies in Karamoja, mining, mineral extractives, the people should be given free prayer consent. Toina na tunga apedori. Akiana ka investors. Nye pedori investor la buni ngi karungulu. Akia unda pay. Erigata san me atasan bad. He mama agreement ya. Mama chama kinia. Anta project ania tabarta atas pro. Atalo bad. Ito. Iboken around ko apukan on behalf of the people of this country. And on their behalf. The land belongs to the people. The investors demand to come and invest. So, Yitunga Karimojong, Loptelo Tabatoria should be given a right to negotiate rightly on these investors to have their shares. So, Depano Tororo, Abunore, Akiteka Karimojong, Depano Rituan. Someone might have misadvised the president. Right? Honorable Albert was right to defend his community. So whoever has his godparents somewhere, that's not the case. We should know our right as Karamoja on behalf of this mineral. I'm going. Aleper Theacla Tamara, Right Honorable Speaker, members of Parliament, all Karamoja region leaders, we need to understand the report. We need to understand the report. So LP Tamara, Kija Akui, Kija Papa, Akarimojong, Kuwak Teteneke.
Thank you very much. Speaker. Thank you very much. I want to recognize the presence of Honorable Pulkol Helen, the Special Presidential Assistant Women Affairs, State House. We were also expecting an official from Turkana County. I don't know whether the official has arrived, but I'm aware. Thank you very much. I think, members, that comes to the end of our eulogies. But sorry. The most important thing is there are issues that members have raised. The issues of the report needs to be followed up. Honorable Peter Ken, who is the head of delegation of the team of MPs that came to Karamoja to work together with us, I know you are taking note of this together with your colleagues there. Members are raising these fundamental questions that some of us do not even have answers to, and it is only you that can help us dig out a conclusive report on this matter. Thank you very much. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the next item in the order of business is laying of the wreath.
The order will be as follows. We shall have district and municipal speakers and their deputies. After that, we shall go to district and municipal councillors, followed by district chairpersons and mayors, followed by RDCs and their assistants or deputies. Then we shall have CAO and town clerks. We shall have party officials, security personnel, honorable ministers, members of parliament, all former leaders and family members last. So we shall start with number 1, district and municipal speakers. Thank you. We shall have district and municipal councillors. Please come forward. District chairpersons and mayors. Followed by RDCs, deputies and assistants. And town clerks. Cows and town clerks. followed by party officials, NRM. Security organs, UPDF, prisons, police, resource, members of parliament, we shall have SEC member and ONC's members. SEC member. All formal leaders and opinion leaders. Formal leaders.
Now we have family members. All the family members. It is over. Ete mogito bongo de night. Ete mogini a familia.
Okay. I think we have come to the end of the laying of wreath. Honorable colleagues, I have a request from the members of parliament that Honorable Adome Frank says something briefly before we go to the next item. Honorable Adome Frank, Moroto Municipality, come and say something briefly before we move to the next item. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Alakara no ena kile Napak. Akilorken. Anyara abudeko toko abule ori anga Tamara. Kokintanga yoni pa e maratanga toai. Na I alakara no yo chamakina akamala no toa. So mona chamtang akta la kare da lu pontona kwarna akta nakin la khato yok aspro tara na bo akongo yok aloto bakar mojong tara itu an kare ngin ya weken kar mojong aloto ma tara itu an kare ya weken kar mojong aloto ma corona development oriata marak gang kar mojong da adang atamar kotere toloto ngarin kori kutpola kwap aspro lo tete do abarakni ajuna aspro aroka ye panara ko ngiche yagalut kul ara aspro arekle ani bena takano taka krono iya kinga akwarin na panyo ni aspro abutara madimenka tama do me bongu yo ayende ngat mara iya kinga nyara aramana no danga di bayani so tarama dim tama ibongu ya lok nga tama mama rokora yeka tama na ngi da buro abonga na bokar mojong anyara eda bitung ya pakena buntor ngi na bo to bongu no Kampala kai tama no da kya magnete lagi ni alal na ba teacher abu ayya na field so tama ibongu yo tama ngi der mam ngi bongu no lagi na bongu ya ngo e weekend lo pelo tama na ngi da yenge Moroto lagi na yontingi so Ega menurut bokam pala anak itu, atama ada mam ngarono, anyung ni ango tara naangkan. Ani aku ada kena pay, abu angoloto enapakin. So anyung nade kana ta peraju kita ngare yang kerja exercise. So anya nangi ngilai ngotomon wali, tutu boy ngaju atama koke ngaju ay. Topakan ngaju anakku. So a boy kinyang, elipata mari nyomoda. So a boy ya panganga to mona nyare, otema nyada ya panganga nyare, olotorobo okai yeti exercise. So olota ngarika exercise. Abo ngun bona nyabale boy kin kona longali, taramune to ana limda mari, yini akrona takanda da mam. Tamai kala tamari amu tamamo le limuni ariamu aspro ariamu accident. Yangi da tamari konyai. Yangaleba tama mam kedaro ramono. Na pe Tamara ni anya Tamara yang akore yakali so akataka akram lagi dengan kamadim so taramu ni akau tama yeni Tamara ikalanya wana aspura so to yang akini aku anda dang opi etamulo do olotola meeting tada una olotola meeting so e boy kini akai yente da Tamara anyo una loknga gogong so tara akrama di mata mana nyunta kwane orang maka agent tama kichejing mo ya tiket ka tamo no nyunta wana kwana tema mam nge pedol kapelo airport anyo la airport olota paka la airport anya na nyama tamara mam tara maka agent ko la Kampala todo banga korongona so orang mang ngidelo chokna la tiket nai mam ngona la kadura as prolo arai to anya lo dia ke ona ko nai to kona alomar na bonu kap Ibor na iboni kele munon anak kipanya ngena arawana kemorkena anya aras pro itu anya ngetu ala adang ara itu anya morken te Karamoja ngona adang taraloto kama aras pro tanya yenen ngelo yulu na pitenge dulu dia muni as pro alota un dia maguno to alota un na pitado ka padat ayenen as pro aloto da adang ayenyo ngata mara Karamoja to kre ara Karamoja to atakani anya ara ngetu anya roro ngi ara pro da ka Karamoja ngito alu ala ka misunderstand to ngeda nya rangi to ani ro na korona kre mam ngara ngi to ani boko e badanga mo go sugar coating be chamti amode ngito ana nyara chamtu bana ne ke mam ayolo pelo ara muni aspro tama yongo honor ba chamta ya magin tei todo bakene ya todo bakene ge advice anu ngona lo mari alo parliament mamu bore ti yang ba ngilita advice anika anyara yini an mara bara kini lo ti chongola rangi de sinia ka ya kare mo wisdom kanole jakala anyara polo ngani kan nai e polo noi to ti konge tai ku ikide te vane ala ka pigon ayi ana pizna parliament yang a pigon a che yakale mamu ngala ka kini a krono paka to repona bo yer ka kini alias pro raja iwa kini mo na pizna ka parliament na wai kuwa kana na chena ngaren tayi na mara ai kitorias pro nyoke ari to anen raja apukan kre rianga kana apukan ika modana ka to an apukan da dang MPs lu tete lu akira re bonata mara da unas pro to kura un MPs da dang ma moto ana na bu boikin wap ma me MP kuria na ne to alu tete da da de to alu ika modana ka to an be kuria ka MPs lu mam arang to alu kilio iraderia MPs lugu apotu tochuna kini kifo mngate komiti toloto na puka na temare fasting erokongiriwale kana akoroda dang kinyako na akwana ka sprati pe ya nene ye ayas pra yelo mochari ganga tara mairi mate ba mar to mutune na akwana ka spro apone ya una spro ya una paka mulago anyara mi anga dimu uriame MPs da kachuna kini kifo mnge komiti ngola ebu komiti ngolo bu apanga krongona ani be na ponda ko boygene te khang to la security Tamara kech okay yede ka khanda gu apta krono lai ara ku ga na khanda na anyara pukan yanga khonya na la ripia ngwa itana dang ku moro kana to la da to ri pakre atamari ko kini to ani ni ai anyara ya ngona tan kan mojo mateke anyara mar nyoke ari aspro ori ari ka ko la kan mojo anyara ngamuka aspro ka modinge le polo ngamuka aspro anu ngona bunia ngalumulo parliament oria manga tamale iche to ane yelo kisholong lo kone ka nyala yelo kisholong na yaro kongo to ro nga ko ajo ke gaspro itia tangala na itia lakini yaro kongo to abali okwa aspro de na de to ria ngata to ko ani mo ngamukunu mo yaba mo yana mukunu kwande e polo ngamuke no nyara itia tanga corona polo ka barakini age one teacher ro kwa det ara to ande de yelo tishongolo na yeke chakaro da itia o etich ka nikidiru me dingilech paka ker kana akro ka spro akro na de ke ro to ne resolution atela ka ta council akro ne ro council na ka pe mo na KDA ali ngone ge kini akigir akro na boko be 10-year development program ngolo mo wagi no to national development program akra ka mo jan ma nyoti ala ka mo jon karlu mam nge joto raspro aramias pro adi mi onen ko da ka kwa ma poton ka mo de kana ba ko arna ngike modana kana hata mali be wagi no bore baati wagi no mame chamuti this time kiti anga karongo na ngara ta kana mojo ngaita ngareni kuwaga na karono within those 10 years tara na ngakora ngakipi ngakoro ke education mune boko ke chingara gene ton mera kra proper projects lu chelu boko be konne mam aponi ki bogene ta ngit kuwaga na meeting ya almost every lap iboyo every week tara ngire ye ngareni ku apata karongo na ku apata karongo wuni ngena draft ama to dio mama none tanyo tu yoko no mama karonwa ke yangone yakale ke atakele so mamuna la kana lo ya kiroro nai ikalanya wona aspro ani ngone yakaya ba wona kitu ngona ko ku ala ka ngona ne aspro lo pe lo booking ete bishop atamale akuje mo kra ele mana ni to agoli che to kana apo da ke ngeta bishop aye bishop lo ni yakale lu ala yen Tamara ingizio yo mona boko le je be ya ku to ane be ati be ya to ane be ati ba ko wori mo le boko ni yo ba la kana to lo ajo kala mana ya ku ke ti no wai tanta alu ku dia ma ko dinyo so abu bishop ngi dalo para ta chama tamare ngi da pega ke ta ko ngona ma ngara ku je la mana ni to abu bishop ta chama to abu ta chama ni ala ngani ko ta ma ngi da na pe pa wagi ne ko shoni ma ngolo so otiko ne ngetai ayina mama mama pak yanga ko rolo tenga na la mamu de kapedo MPs da kilolken nai itala ka robo changa to awulu kana ngene support iko kona la kan karera kana gona support aina kas pro official barrio ane beni pete na TV e buraite MPs ngi chane nu yang mogala be nyomo lo ya unera aspro nege nyo boko re be ngi chetu ngama me ya unio ngi che ya unio anyara ngi che da yang corona ngi tiete ngoto lakini mam ngala ngoto lu ke unto tiete ngoto akra lo kwa pakama yang ngoto ulu ani bora na ngi tia unu ke ke wa to ke wa ke ala na araspro to ani tiete cha ke lengat ngine buni karamba ngi adi matamar yanga ko repontone ani alo mari alo parliament first time tama aspro ki chamiti ya repona ko ropte lota na pukan ki yeme borobo ko yo ministerial statement uni akata bolo itiane to repeke to ma yanga ko no waita alo to ma neni ripna yang akoro yagal neni anikere yang akoro yagal tuamanni. So uni da kala alaka tuka barwana ke untona ke cha corona ke barwa tami ye ke una teke chuluche mamu ke una wona. So akatala karte da lu ya mutapak lu potola lo akatana ke lakate ok arayo korotola la ngolo lai eruno roba to analo konde ani ben tamara da museme ne to ana kas pro konde akamna akagu mutane man kare mojong iboitas pro kalula na luka wadia to buchu buchari ngakro ngunda dangona ka wadia boreng da dang to ana boy bitala arnon enyarete yente ngoro rake boko ngel rok to boko te komanda itete da kamoto boko ta flaga komanda yina maras pro komanda ara to ani ruoro authority itu ada ngini ruoro ara fam ngekuria na tari kala ngai boya la ngani keke ya kala cham tari ngule limuni mam ngekuria na kara kata na tora kata anyere ruoro na corona kare so e cham to nda da kiti e pitongolo bale maya kuria no lotai ke ya kore ya gale limunete anyera mam bare ngara ngini ara agro na corona kare bom so e kata la gariel ya kai vane alimo ngini family ka aspra tamal ayo kaspro ara ka yipe makorona de kabale ngutane to choite mam ke ya pukan ko like mam ingara gino langu de kaspro ikingara gino de family e gemeto ngedo e kakinete ya ka ba supporting a family kana bongulu pa ni dependence karna kidi ngeri bena nye ne la ka fa mana matingo to angulu dangulu ga tai kikira kiteta de mari yar ka ngi cheto lu pa ne tete ngeda so itu unique no da guapa no da la kan kare ngakoro ngunda dang kotere atamari pledges ngunda dang to ba kana nai ole madana corona politics e ya ka onde ke akpe nga respect ni ala ka to yo anyara rangi to wana ni gini arang ni ankela gini believe nga tin dialogue mam ngara to ni ni ke gurugu ni chamute je wanu to ara to ni ara simple so ikelanye ngon nai e khoroto na la ngolo agi to ana yaga ke ta bulu boye ta na yini ta prachira ta na mara to na ti kwa beni boya ne kwa gana ke pat kala kara no ya may you so rest in peace.
Thank you very much. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the next item in the order of business is adjournment.
Honorable colleagues, we have come to the end of this sitting, but there is some very important message that I want to give to the honorable members of parliament who are here. Honorable members, we need a regional hospital in Kaabong to represent Northern Karamoja as well. If you can notice, the region is large and close to about 28% of land in northern Uganda. So the population can't cater for that. And there's already precedence on this matter. There's already a regional referral hospital in Yumbe, in West Nile. So there's a precedence. This is one other area that we can support in lobbying. Members, as we conclude, I want to say we shall have, the body will leave here and go to the district chamber hall where it will lay in state until tomorrow morning, and we will be in church. The body will be in church here at St. Philip's tomorrow, and then after depart for Kangole. The viewing will be done in Napak district on Monday, and then burial will definitely subsequently be on Tuesday. As we conclude, I want to, in a special way, recognize the arrival of the Turkana County delegation. I can notice Muse Echor Imana. I can notice Council Tulele. I hope that's the right name. And then Major Ken, the Kenya Defense Force liaison officer here. And are there MCS? There is a member of the county assembly in that team for Loima, I guess. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining us in this hard moment. Finally, I want to recognize and thank my colleagues from all the districts in Karamoja who have joined us today. With me here, Alakas Joseph, Honorable Speaker for Nabilatuk. Please wave to. We have Agilu John Bosco, who coordinates all of us here in the region. And then Tuah Abdallah from Moroto Municipality. Agilu John Bosco is for Napak, Tuah Abdallah is for Moroto Municipality, Lochoto Richard is for Nakapiriprit, Lomodo Francis is Kabong, Akelo Vicky is Kotido Municipality, Nate Veronica is Amudat. And then Longok Evelyn, Deputy Speaker, Moroto Municipality, Local Emmanuel, Deputy Speaker, Kotido Municipality, Lotiang Francis Frank, Karenga District, Otoke Emmanuel George, Speaker Abim, and then one and only Lodio Emmanuel, Speaker Kotido. Thank you very much, honorable colleagues. The sitting is hereby adjourned sine die, subsequent to Rule 15 of our standard rules of procedure.